Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner is suing Elon Musk and America PAC for their $1 million giveaway to registered voters who sign a petition in favor of First Amendment rights like freedom of speech, as well as the Second Amendment right to bear arms. Musk has been doing the $1 million giveaway as a means of boosting support for Donald Trump and associated causes to the campaign. And we are going to break all of this right now, Nomiki. So they are accusing Elon Musk of campaign finance violations by doing this $1 million giveaway. My understanding is that Elon Musk did some pretty creative maneuvering to avoid actually giving money for the act of registering to vote, which is the way that this was sort of interpreted as when he first announced this plan. But what he's doing instead is he's actually giving it to people who sign the petition so that it's not directly tied to the act of registering to vote. And then he's also, instead of giving these people just a $1 million check, he's also making them independent contractors with America PAC, so they're basically getting paid as employees of the company.
I mean, it's definitely creative. I just don't think it's going to hold up in a court of law. The DOJ has already issued a warning, and Krasner, the Philadelphia district attorney, has what they announced today was that they're actually running an illegal, unregulated lottery. And I'm going to give you the quote so we understand. America PAC and Musk are lulling Philadelphia's citizens and others in the Commonwealth and other swing states in the upcoming election to give up their personal identifying information and make a political pledge in exchange for the chance to win $1 million. That's a lottery, the suit alleges. And it is indisputably an unlawful lottery. Under an unambiguous Pennsylvania law, all lotteries in Pennsylvania must be regulated by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So, I mean, as much as he is trying to maneuver these loopholes, and I think what's interesting about it is that if the DOJ does take this further, which is separate from this case here, the penalties are tens of thousands of dollars for the first round, the first fines, but also jail time. I mean, this is also extremely serious, and I think we saw this with the SEC when Elon Musk was tweeting out information that he shouldn't have been sharing, and he received a major fine. But if he gets several fines in that situation, it could also lead to jail time. It seems like Elon Musk doesn't really believe that the law applies to him.
I would guess that he probably had a lot of lawyers look at this before he decided to implement it. That's why he decided to do this independent contractor situation to avoid it being a straight giveaway, which would give him this, perhaps shielding him from this law that you're talking about in relation to lotteries and not being approved by the state.
In this situation, that I think the law that they're citing, that they were defending themselves on with the DOJ, they might have some room to maneuver. But the other side of this, and this is just Elon Musk being Elon Musk, I mean, you can have good lawyers, but then Elon Musk decides, even though he's the founder of this PAC, and PACs are supposed to have, super PACs, there's a firewall. You are not supposed to interact with the campaign directly or indirectly through another person, although that's always hard to prove. But he appears on stage with Donald Trump. He campaigns for Donald Trump on social media. These are major violations where, yeah, he can afford $10,000, but it can go up to 5 years in prison or both. And if I were his lawyer, I'd be saying stand down, just like his lawyers told him to do so with the SEC, and he did not listen. His board members told them to stand down, and he did not listen. And as a result, he's still in deep trouble with the SEC regarding his purchase of X. I mean, these are critical issues, but if you, just like Donald Trump, if you don't follow your lawyer's guidelines, I mean, that's a big problem.
Yeah, I guess the question would be whether or not appearing on stage counts as illegal coordination. I mean,
it does. You can't appear, you can't speak to the campaign, you can't speak to the candidate. That is very clear law. I've worked with super PACs before.
Well, you can speak to the candidate. I mean, just recently we learned that there was a change in the law that allows them to actually coordinate on door-knocking efforts and voter outreach in some...
It's for C4s, 501c4s. So super PAC is different. 501c4 has a political loophole in which you can do education, and there's a little bit of an opening. But super PACs are super PACs. And that's the difficult part of the situation is I think he just plays it a little loose.
I guess I'm a little curious about that, because if that's the case, then why have they not gone after him for appearing on stage at multiple rallies yet?
I think they have. I think a lot of people have. That's part of the allegations, is that this is a man who he's actively engaging in this issue. I mean, part of it is also like the coordination, as much as it's something that's taken very seriously by political action committees and people in politics. The coordination is like you're going to get, what, you're going to have a penalty after the election. I mean, it usually is just a penalty. He doesn't seem to care. So what was put forward before the DOJ was very much about violating campaign finance laws. So, I mean, if I were him, I would have stayed out of the super PAC. I would have given the money to the super PAC and not gotten involved any other way, and then continue to go campaign for Donald Trump. But, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, so here's where the FEC determines coordination. FEC regulations provide for a three-pronged test to determine whether communication is coordinated. A communication must satisfy all three prongs of the test to be considered a coordinated communication, and as a result, count against contribution limits. The three prongs consider the source of payment, the subject matter of the communication, and the interaction between the person paying for the communication and the candidate or political party committee. So I wouldn't think that appearing on stage at a rally would hit all three of these prongs, considering there's no payment rendered.
Well, this is a C4, and the PAC also, by the way, is a source of payment, subject matter of communication, and the interaction between the person paying. Yes, that actually does violate it. The fact that he gives money to the Political Action Committee, the Political Action Committee gives money to the campaign, although there's limits. Political Action Committee puts out ads about the candidate, although the candidate is supposedly not supposed to be aware, or the campaign is not supposed to be aware of what the Political Action Committee's ads are saying, or their actions on the ground, like the lottery. And then, this person, the founder of the Political Action Committee, who gave, at this point, almost $100 million to it.
But the test here is the payment has to be in relation to this action that you're talking about, not just that the PAC gets money from the candidate and vice versa. That doesn't cover everything related to communication between the two. The communication that is a violation has to have a payment attached to it, right?
No.
That's what it says here.
First off, it's you're looking at C4 laws, so that's the first part here. The second part is if I am
This is for committees.
If I am I'm looking at the FEC. So if I am an officer of a super PAC, right, and you're running for office, and I am a super PAC supporting you, I cannot have communication with you. If I am caught having coffee with you, dinner with you, and talking about the campaign, I am violating the law. And he was on stage. He was on stage with Donald Trump and has given money personally to Donald Trump. So yeah, it is actually, and that's why they issued this lawsuit. The DOJ said that they're investigating, or warning him, I should say, and Krasner did not decide to go forward with that argument. He decided to focus on this lottery side, which I think is fascinating, because that is a Pennsylvania law. I guess we'll see, but he's pushing for an injunction at this point to stop it immediately.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye on it. We're going to take a quick break, be back with more Rising after this.